Hello, everybody. Welcome to the table. Real long intro actually today. As you can see, I'm ready to go for Pride Month. So hey, happy early Pride Month, everybody. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Drink more water. If you're going out to any of the parades, bring water. It's supposed to be a hot one this year, so take care of yourselves out there. On a side note, I also realized that I missed my own 1 year anniversary of streaming this game, so I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody that's watching. Thank everybody over here in Twitterland, over in YouTube. Anybody that's following currently and part of the party, which reminds me once again, if you're not subscribed over in YouTube land, hit that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. Leave a comment, share this video. Love to grow this community more. And, well, I'd love to grow this channel more, I should say. And over here on Twitch land, leave a follow. It will really help out in the long run. Recently, I haven't been streaming too much past the game. That's because currently my job has taken a lot of my attention. After this current season is over and I'm a little bit more freed up for time, I am going to be going ahead and moving on, and I've been challenged to do a speed run. I've decided to go ahead and learn something I'm fairly familiar with, so Super Mario 64 speedrun attempts will be made. I'm not going for a world record, I'm just doing it because I kind of got called out. So, I'm going to expect the person that called me out to watch as well, so hey, you know who you are. You're watching me do this, damn it. Hey, Death. And other than that, yeah, just take care of yourselves, drink more water, make sure you have plenty of water for tonight's stream. We're going to go ahead and go live as of now.
The table.
Yep, we're live.
Good evening.
Yeah, Eric, can I get a resave of the default table, please? I like to keep my HP tracked on my little numerical tracker.
What about the reset of what?
Can we get a resave of the default table state?
Oh, yeah, give me a second here. I'll just go ahead and save. I think it's this one. Doesn't really matter which one it is. I've got to also hide, because I forgot to do this while... There we go. Player names hidden. There we go. There's the resave, so you should be good.
Thank you.
Yep. And there we go, and there we go. All right. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's up?
Just some minor things, so sorry about the long intro today, guys.
Oh no, a long intro.
Well, I missed my 1 year of streaming this game, so wanted to hit that.
Oh, congrats.
Yep, we've been going for over a year. Also, Pride Month's coming up, so
As with every celebration, it is shamelessly corporatized.
it is, but
yeah, I definitely am of the camp of the not being terribly excited about being pandered to.
Yeah, Pride Month, also known as the month where every major company puts on a rainbow Twitter icon, except for their regional ones in Russia and the Middle East.
I just get very drunk and very gay. Oh, I
You
also
mean-
hang my pride flags.
I was going to say, you're neither of these things normally?
I mean, I am, but it becomes extra during Pride Month, man. Just an excuse to scream. Scream into the void that doesn't listen.
Scream into the marble void?
Yes.
Rip.
And it was an excuse to put on an A shirt on my avatar. I mean, look at me. Look at my A shirt. I've got an A shirt.
You're
All right, I
fabulous.
should also pull up your stream.
Oh, I should pull up yours as well, actually. Look at us. We're professionals here.
Y'all are fabulous.
My connection's being unstable.
We can
so
tell.
I might. Yes.
If you need to swap over to your phone or whatever, just do so. We can deal.
Yeah, all is well.
Yep. After all, we got to
Okay.
do story time here. So
If I lose connection, I will.
Okie dokie. Story time, you say?
Story time, going now.
First, I'd just like to give the Cliff Notes version first. We wrapped up like 13 different plot threads.
Look, we did them all at once, and then we ended them all at once. Isn't this how you normally do it in an RPG? None of that piecemeal crap. Jesting aside, the session was helpfully entitled by our dear Cirrus. Last session was, "You're leaving the Twilight Realm, Jimbo."
I forgot about that.
So did I.
Wonderful. Just absolutely wonderful. I literally said I was going to make it the session title because it was just that good. Last time we started up, finally back out of wibbly wobbly space, for lack of a better concise set of words, and we were back at the house with the little girl, Melissa. And given our new strength and abilities, we realize that the house is both in our reality and in the false reality that the fallen angel had created. And the last dregs of the false reality are clinging to what may have once been an anchor. Ixodras is the first to approach. And the girl looks up and tells the captain that one day there was a bright flash and an angel appeared. Her father said he'd come back one day. And the catfolk does her best to explain that the angel lied with its promises. In spite of supposedly being an angel, Minuet posits that Melissa has two options now: to either come with the crew or to head through the mist they returned from. Alas, the child says she can't leave, and once more asks if the crew can just play one board game with her. Darren steps forward and says that they would love to. Melissa leads the crew inside, tugging Ixodras by the hand and complimenting the captain, calling Ix pretty like mommy. The board game Melissa presents is old and complicated, and while the crew try their best, it doesn't entirely make the child happy. And also, clearly, she kind of lets us win. Even so, after playing the game, Melissa leads the crew to the basement to show them what the angel had done. The crew see two magic circles, one in the false reality and one in theirs. In the center of these circles is a perfect piece of quartz, just like the kind they need for Dat's compass. The circles are a layered dimensional anchor, one layer in the false reality and one on Olorun's side. The quartz likely has a piece of the angel and a piece of Melissa in it. As the crew ponder over this, Cirrus peers to see the threads and chains bound to the stone, as well as to the girl. Darren suggests Cirrus attempting to break the chains while he pulls out his tome to flip through it and see if there's something to dismantle or dispel the anchor. Cirrus, understandably, is hesitant on doing anything until things are figured out. Honestly, it's not hard for a spell like this to be disturbed. Marring the circle will disrupt the magic. As Cirrus moves to go smudge the circle, Minuet calls for her to stop, stating that they should figure out what circle goes to whom.
It was falling over without your help.
A few detect magics later, and it becomes clear the two magic circles are different, though the girl is definitely bound to the real world, while the angel is clearly bound to the false reality. Honestly, complex magic is almost like circuitry. Minuet begins following the magic, reminded of the complex circuitry magic in the clock tower in the altered space. But Kitsune's engineering-focused mind is able to find the discrepancies and differences between the two circles, able to decipher a method to cause a short circuit in the magic.
We make the angel die horribly.
Indeed.
It was already going to suffer. You just made sure that its suffering would actually end.
Sad, it needed to suffer more. In any case, Minuet and Ixodras basically complete the process of shorting the circle for the angel, and there is a spectacular flash as we are fully shunted into reality as the spell's energies flood outward. As if waiting on a cue, Cirrus unleashes a wave of healing energy on the crew. Though something is wrong about it now, Arabane's form of healing is more like the damages being drained away than the body being restored, which is unsettling. Melissa is still there, but a lot more ghostly. The child asks that when the crew undo the other circle, they do not do so as violently. Apparently now somewhat freed from being an anchor point, Melissa is able to hear the voice of her dead mother and see the light that may lead her to the afterlife. The crew gently encourages Melissa to go ahead and go toward the light, and that it will be okay. Apparently Melissa's mother thanks Ix, and thinks Ixodras would make a good parent, and should name a future child Melissa. Because of course. Minuet and Ixodras carefully work on the second circle, draining the crystal of the last bits of the angel now. Melissa clings as tightly as she can to the clapboard as she says goodbye, finally fading away to peace. The crew of the Lunar Nimbus are left in a decrepit old house with the miasma present. Darren reaches down and picks up the pure quartz chunk, cut in a prism shape and of considerable size. Casting dancing lights, Minuet illuminates the ancient abode's basement to get a good view of his surroundings, and then casts Sif to examine the area without needing to move. As far as he can tell, the 300-year-old house is barely standing and most of the wood is rotted away. At this point, the crew are practically in a basement. When they leave, the crew see that the yard of the house is just as decrepit as the rest of the building, unsurprisingly. However, there is a memorial of some kind that appears to be brand new, made with stones carved with several names. Once all present are out of the basement and building, Cirrus turns around and fires a crossbow bolt inside, collapsing what remains of the architecture. The memorial says Melissa, Melina, and Andreas in loving memory. In dirt is scratched the words, Arabane was here. Because of course he did. Big softy.
Meh.
I love that I can call out the DM and the god all at once.
Meh.
Accurate, though.
I got the right face for this.
Thankfully, the crew know the way back to the ship, and they come back across the murder string tree. Darren pauses and makes notes, seeing the thing is bloated for the moment and holding what looks like a deer carcass in one of its loops. Once notes are taken, Darren takes out a vial of alchemist's fire and tosses it at the tree. The gallows vine, as Darren has been taking to calling it, suddenly vanishes as the tree goes up in flames, appearing on another tree, the deer still hanging from its loop. Ixodras identifies what happened as the vine utilizing Dimension Door, which is surprising and dangerous. Darren marks several more notes about the gallows vine, particularly its reactionary nature and propensity for hanging onto prey when full. Rather than continue to attempt to kill this anomaly, the crew move on to resume the return trip to the ship. As much as he wanted to. He wanted to kill it, but sensibility. Thankfully, nothing else crosses the crew's path, and when they get to the ship, they find the dwarf and Mary on the deck. Apparently, Dat is quite mad at Mary for continuously winning the card games somehow. On asking, the crew are informed they were away for a day and a half, which honestly isn't that long. Going inside, Minuet finds Dat cooking and attempts to remember the noodle's true name, asking for Darren to remind him. Darren, rather, calls out Datrimus's true name, hoping they hadn't kept him waiting long. Dat stops and stares in silence for a minute before stating that he's dead, don't call me that, and then goes back to cooking, refusing to speak with the crew for the rest of the day.
Very grumpy noodle.
Crump, crump, crump.
Yeah, Darren may have unintentionally dead-named Dat.
Not necessarily dead named, but true named. It's like
Yeah.
calling somebody their full name.
Yeah, I remember specifically you describing Dat acting as if he was one of those children that had been called out by their full name by a parent.
Yep.
Aww.
Yes, in fact, he avoids eye contact even while serving everyone their food, and after he finishes serving up food, goes to his cupboard and quietly slips in there. It's very different from his usual behavior, honestly. Over dinner, Ixodras tries to identify the hacky sack while the others debate the course they'll be taking. Stop that, I had a nap. Overall, the plan seems to be head to Clearport first, then sweep up to New Eden, and finally curve around and stop at Galaras City and the Hampton Preserve. Ixodras identifies that James David Handel's hacky sack is capable, 5 times a day, of utilizing Dimension Door wherever it lands, and is capable of negating barriers. The item effectively makes it possible to get into anywhere, technically speaking. It will be 7 days until the Lunar Nimbus makes it to Clearport, which means 7 days of occupying their time. For 4 minutes each day, Cirrus takes Darren's time to have him teach her how to fly, though meanwhile he spends each day performing spell research for his own purposes. Minuet takes his time aiding Ixodras' piloting, and when not doing that, he's working on the modifications to his miasma mask. Once the crew reach Clearport, they take the highest security dock they can get for 2 days, just in case, and immediately head to JDH's abode. When the door opens, what appears to be a caretaker answers the crew. At first, when we ask for Hannel, she looks annoyed and turns and calls, "Danny!" only to scream when JDH suddenly appears behind her, having teleported. Danny has a symbol of Minuet's ancestor around his neck, interestingly enough. The caretaker briefly implores for the crew to not hurt the old man since he might actually die. Heading into the man's abode, the crew are settled in for potential tea time while Minuet uses the interim time to cast a spell. The moment he has a minute to himself, he casts Ancestral Communion. As soon as he finishes the cast, the fox bursts out laughing. Unfortunately, the doddering old fool has forgotten how much he intended to pay us, but does say we are better off keeping the hacky sack, which was a gift from some sort of past traveling companion. This is important later! As the conversation continues, the caretaker brings bagels with cream cheese and tea. Cirrus subtly taps her monocle, creating a zone of truth that goes unresisted. Minuet draws attention to the holy symbol the man is wearing, and then he notes that the kitsune bears a striking resemblance to Sansuna. Keeping the magical hacky sack is, begrudgingly, enough reward for the crew, though that doesn't stop them from asking after other potential adventuring things. Sadly, Danny doesn't have any old adventuring gear, but when asked after raw materials, the caretaker retrieves a junk chest, supposedly full of things. Things like Mispy skins and a bar of talking/mumbling stone, but made of iron. Danny gets more animated as Darren takes the chest from a very grateful caretaker and the crew go to leave. As they leave, James David and Hale... As they leave the James David Handel arc of their adventures behind them, the crew get their required leave back to the ship. Then, at Minuet's suggestion, the crew head to a bar to inform some contacts of their delays and take some time to relax in the real world. Cirrus, during their time at the table, expresses how much recent events have been weighing on her. Oddly enough, Darren provides some decent advice that the group can lean on each other, and it will take some time to recover from all the crazy shit that's happened. If nothing else, they can all be crazy together. While they talk, a well-dressed messenger approaches the table and asks after the Lunar Nimbus group, specifically Cirrus and Ixodras. Cirrus tips the man and chooses to check the letters for magic before they get opened. Ix opens her letter first and finds there are 100 platinum pieces, i.e. 1,000 gold, inside, and an apology from her father. Her father is trying to be supportive in the letter, but can only do this much for now. Also, Ix's parents may be getting divorced.
Probably a long time coming, honestly.
Have you met her mother?
Cue celebratory birthday kazoo, what's it? And confetti. For Cirrus, the letter is a call for a meeting of old contacts in roughly 3 months' time. The meeting place is slated to be a fancy restaurant in Pecanopolis, Shasta. Specifically, the meeting is 3 months and 2 days away. Wait a minute, this lines up with something in the other game. Squint. The meeting seems legit, though Cirrus doesn't know who among her old crew could have set it up. Once they finish drinks and errands, the crew head back to the ship and begin heading up toward New Eden.
Okay, so apparently those things are called party horn.
Ah, party horn. Okay.
I've literally never heard that term before.
Me neither.
Party horn,
what?
also a party blower, party pipe, party elephant, party blowout, noisemaker, party whistle, party honker, ta-doo-da, noise popper, birthday kazoo,
Ta-doo-da.
whistle,
Ta-doo-da!
blow tickler, or
Oh my
tongue
God.
kazoo. What the fuck, Wikipedia? I think this only proves that no one knows what to call this goddamn thing.
I think ha-doo-da is perfect.
I'm gonna buy
I
one
love
now
that.
and shout ta-doo-da every time I use it. And I'm gonna use it at work to annoy my coworkers, because I can.
Okay, I should probably... story time. Once they finish drinks and errands, the crew head back to the ship and begin heading toward New Eden. Thankfully, the trip is uneventful, and the crew finally find themselves back in New Eden, though for Cirrus, this would be the first time. Paying for the secure docks and a wagon to bring the supplies along for the deliveries. Without a hitch, the crew trade a batch of lumber for a cow, allowing them to pocket the money Sean gave them for the meat. Yeah, we're not going to keep that long, everybody, rather than doing a monetary exchange. The first family the crew visits is Minuet's, which allows Cirrus to meet the foxfolk's multitudinous siblings and parents. During the visit, Minuet is pulled aside by his father for a chat, wherein the elder indicates the statue of Sansana is missing from its pedestal. Apparently it's popping up around the house, scaring Minuet's siblings. Minuet also reveals his demasking to his father, which results in questions about Minuet's round belly. Ixadrass also eavesdrops through the window and pipes up now and then, being mildly nosy, because of course she would. Minuet awkwardly broaches the subject of leaving his kids with his family when they finally arrive. Thankfully, Minuet's father indicates that's more than acceptable. He is an ex-ranger, after all. There's a bit of a heart-to-heart between the older and younger Vulpines, and then, of course, Minuet's mother rushes out in excitement over becoming her grandmother. While Minuet suggests using ancestral communion to try and deal with the statue issue, his father effectively demands there be a normal night for once. The next visit is with Darren's family, which is much less multitudinous. Darren gets to have his own chat with his grandmother and finds that she actually spoke with Carnaxus. It's a heartwarming moment when Darren hears his grandmother is truly proud of him, and it helps all the more with how supportive she is of all the things he and the crew are getting into. She even invites him to hunt with her, which he happily accepts. Apparently Darren was always going to inherit being watched over by Carnaxus, or something to that effect, and so his father and grandmother did their best to prepare him. He's a strong boy, according to his grandmother, and Darren even comments that somehow he's still getting stronger. Also, apparently, Danny was friends with Darren's grandfather. Remember when I said it was important earlier about where the hacky sack came from? Darren's grandfather made that.
Something, 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 fate.
Darren's grandfather got into trouble.
Your grandmother loved him. And he became boring and built a house. And a carver.
So I have an important question about the hacky sack.
What's
Yes.
that?
Can you play Keep It Up with yourself with the Dimension Door?
You can try to. You got 5 throws.
I mean, you can probably get yourself
that's what
higher
I'm
and higher
saying.
in the air. So that's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's wherever it lands, so you got to have it land on something.
You see, my question is what determines its thrower?
The person who threw it.
Well, no, that would obviously count. But what if, say, it were launched via a catapult?
The object that launched it would go? Because unfortunately, that's the last thing that touched it before it hit the air. So if you want to be all technical and
That's
scientific
hilarious.
about it, it's whatever was the last thing to touch it before it went airborne.
What if there is someone in, like, a seat on the catapult?
Then it's in their hands.
So, one of us needs to learn a port object, and whenever we go to deal with the siege camp of the bandits, we need to bounce the hacky sack off of one of their siege ballistae so it falls into the mist, and then a port object to bring it back to us. And no more siege cannon.
Well, Viv, you're... Yep.
Or we shoot the hacky sack out of one of our cannons to the island, and we get past all of their defenses.
Then the cannon gets teleported.
Maybe.
Y'all getting weirdly technical with this. It's not supposed to be that complex.
Okay.
A cannon also has no will that it can impart, so
there is a way around that in that we all have to we just weld the cannon. We'd have to have a welded cannon to the fucking ship, so it would all count as one object. That's how you'd have to make that work.
Okay, so the concerning thing would be whether or not we know ship or not. Because
I am going to finish the recap. You all can plan that shit on your own.
For my
because as much as it would technically belong to Darren probably isn't going to use it.
I've actually been thinking about this off stream. Darren is probably, of all of us, the one who receives least benefit from it.
I mean, also, Darren isn't his grandfather or James David Hamill, so... Anyway.
Minuet could use the sneakiness more. Ix could definitely use the ability to get to higher terrain to snipe spells. And considering that Cirrus's tail is basically a sentient creature of its own, Cirrus could probably use it most easily.
Yep. It's almost like a lot of things that involve Darren also involve supporting the crew. When visits and errands are finished, the crew chart a course to get to Sean McTire's workshop. Or McIntyre, however it's supposed to be pronounced.
McIntyre.
But there's no N.
There isn't.
As the Lunar Nimbus gets close, the crew can see Sean is flying a black flag with the sun streaming light through a cloud. They aren't sure if this means anything or is for anyone, but at least it doesn't seem to mean known business, at least. The dock is just long enough for the Lunar Nimbus to get awkwardly docked. The rest of the crew are fairly comfortable with leading Cirrus into the smithy, giving her a chance to look at the showroom where a plethora of flags are on display. This includes the Sky Patrol flag, which appears to be on fire constantly at the moment. Minuet is the one to call out that they've returned, causing Sean to look up from where he's working at a coin press. Standing up, the smith waves off his unseen servants and greets the crew. Since Sean surmises correctly he'll be working soon, and directs Ixodras to fire up the forge. Dragging Sean from the forge, the crew briefly regale him on the materials they've acquired and where they acquired them from. Sean is excited by the angel metal Cirrus has, though when he finds the mumble metal he tosses it out since it only speaks good things and therefore can't warn people of danger. He also said it can kind of drive you crazy, which explains some things. The Miss Beast hides can be incorporated into many things, and Sean makes a comment about Darren definitely being Ranger when he sees the Anchor Shrike materials. Once he's done inspecting the mats, Sean asks what the heck is being made. While Darren has ideas, he concedes to allowing Minuet to make his own weapon, and Cirrus knows exactly what she wants to make. Materials are transported into the forge, and the process begins much like it had before. Long story short, we get our asses kicked.
Again.
Yes, and once the weapons are made, we begin extra training with Sean. Because we can. Which nets us a basic feat, if at all possible. Ixodras, by the way, spent most of her time during the whole smithing process actually enchanting our weapons. So she got a workout of a different type. I hope you enjoy headaches and mana sickness.
Something, something, something. This is an enchanting table. Something, something, something. Stare at this for hours.
You need eye drops. Each weapon is as imagined for the wielder, though slightly off in design. Cirrus has a star-tipped Xiphos, though hers is more of a hook to it. Minuet's rapier has a wider base, and the basket hilt doesn't fully guard the hand. Darren's hammer is wicked, the base seeming heavier than normal and possessing a sharpness in places unusual for a hammer. And once everything is made, we proceed the fun way, which is actually fighting Shaw. And kind of getting her asses whooped. But each weapon is also given a name. Cirrus names her blade Umbariel, the Angel of Shadow. Darren names his Lucerne hammer Inkwell, and Minuet's rapier is Calamus. Sean pulls no punches when it comes to fighting against those who would bear weapons he's forged. Suffice to say, everyone hurts after the combat sessions. However, whenever Sean's husband shows up, the smith is immediately much nicer. It is a rough and lengthy process, but eventually the crew are finished having their asses kicked. And that's where we ended. But that isn't the end of our business in the preserve.
Boop. Oh, we want to. There we go. That scene. Awesome. Alright. Alrighty. No, it's not. So you guys are absolutely exhausted. It should be no surprise to anybody. Also, thank Kai for the art for Darren in the chair. I got the background, but he did the art.
It's wonderful.
I did the lines, that's all.
I will be honest, I did completely stage that scene off of the Billy and Mandy Crow scene.
Yeah.
What?
Anytime you talked about a recap scene, that was literally the only thing I could think about. I'm so glad that we were on the same page.
Billy and Mandy was underappreciated.
Oh, it was totally.
It really was.
I
messed with
loved the episode with the. I loved the episode with trying to fix Billy's eyes.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And it's like cycling animation.
In any episode that had Voltaire singing in it, I was a fan of.
Okay, well, hold on.
Yes.
We need to appreciate. We need to appreciate Hoss Delgado.
Yeah, Hoss Delgado is Hoss Delgado though. Like he's just appreciated by default.
There's only one person that was born cool.
It was Hoss Delgado. What a fucking doofus.
And of course, the famous line of "I can see, I can fight," or whatever.
No, I can see, I can fight was from Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I could have sworn that it was the kid with the glasses. I might be.
Irwin?
Yeah, Irwin.
No, it's Fairly Odd Parents, and it was actually King Arthur.
Do you want to know what my favorite character from Billy and Mandy's was?
Who?
Fred Burger.
Of course.
Fred Burger.
Most annoying character ever.
Judge, I gotta pee.
Oh, and let's not forget about Jeff.
Oh gosh.
Gonna need a bigger boot.
Gonna need a bigger boot.
Poor Jeff.
Okay.
He just wanted love, but he was a crime against humanity.
It was a crime against everything.
How can you not love Jeff though?
I love Jeff as a character.
Dad?
I love Jeff as a character. As a concept, Jeff is horrifying.
One of your characters might be getting a pet spider.
No!
No.
Yes, I'll take it. Give it to me.
No, seriously, please, no. I am horrendously arachnophobic.
Oh god, then you're gonna hate one of my monster creations.
Oh, good.
It's fine. You can kill it.
Either rate. Yes.
Mimic spider.
The ones that we've seen in the other campaign.
Yep, those are nasty. I like those. Not like you guys would have an issue with one unless you ran across a big one. But Car would kill me.
Oh yeah, we can push the fuck out of those.
I wouldn't kill you. I would kill it with great prejudice.
The daddy long legs. Either rate, you guys finally get away from all that training. It's been 3 very, very, very long weeks. And
Hmm.
finally, Sean's like, you guys are good. I'm going back to work. And then he immediately goes home instead of to work.
Well,
Tired, worn, probably smell a little funny.
good thing we've got showers.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that everybody's going to get their turn in the shower.
We
And for the first time, you guys are allowed to sit down for longer than 5 minutes.
Woo!
and then Minuet notes, "Oh shit, we probably should have went to Galera City first." And then gestures at a dwarf.
It's fine. It's fine.
He comments that he has kept the ship clean. Kind of.
Thanks.
He's tried. Apparently, he doesn't know how to clean too well, but he tried. He tried so hard.
Did he got so far?
I mean,
At least we're not asking him to do dangerous things. And on the bright side, Darren has finally returned his axe, and it's nicely maintained.
Oh, if he's getting his axe back, he's happy as pie. He don't care if he has to sit around and do nothing for 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks he doesn't have to do shit.
All right. So, what's the plan? Where to? I gather we need to go find a lawyer. So
Indeed. We're going to have to search Galarath for that. As soon as
Yeah.
my body decides to listen to me again, I, however, need to make a trip to headquarters.
And of course, we need to stop by my hometown for. Jarek would definitely be willing to pull this. I don't know if he'd have the money to do so. Mid would probably have the money. Ace would probably have the money, but no way of knowing whether or not he'd actually. There's just no predicting what he does.
I propose we've still got time, right? We could probably go and kick a rogues guild guildmaster in the nads real quick before we do that, right?
What was the time frame given on the meeting?
You had
3 months and 2 days.
Okay, so yeah,
And
We're about
it's
like
plenty of time.
halfway-ish.
Hang on. That
Oh, it's only
was...
been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was a letter we got in Clearport.
Yep, so you had a 7-day jaunt up to New Eden, then you had like a 3 or 4 day jaunt over to the Hampton. Now it's been 3 weeks, so you guys still got basically a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah. We spent, if my calculations are correct, we spent about 32 days, which means we have 2 30-day months left.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we still got plenty of time then. Hopefully.
But yes, Darren should probably make a trip to the headquarters and report in. It's been a little bit.
It has, and Darren has notes. So many notes.
So, Darren, would you like for me to like come with or something? So that because you seem kind of tired.
I am tired, and if the captain decides to kick my ass because I haven't done what she asked yet, I might need you to drag me out before I die.
Did I
Okay.
ask Darren to do?
No, the captain of the Rangers Guild.
Oh, okay.
Might be best if I come along too. I am more reputable than Minuet?
Minuet gives Cirrus a squint. But then says, fair enough, I guess. But I still want to.
Right. Darren slowly pushes himself up from a chair, and he can hear and feel bones popping.
Crackle,
It's like,
crackle.
I don't like feeling this old.
Yeah, my
Get
everything
younger.
hurts.
Not all of us can have liquid skeletons. And he glowers at Ix before awkwardly shuffling off to his room.
X has done the cat has become liquid thing on a chair. And looks incredibly comfortable.
I was going to say, and somehow you're comfortable.
Minuet just shapeshifts into small fox form and perches the next to the lap.
Adorable.
Pet the fox.
Cirrus grumbles and goes off to her room, too.
Everybody in their tired states decides that it's best to go and rest for the night, which is probably the best idea because things hurt only, well, a little bit less the next day, but at least you're not completely and utterly wiped out. Also, yes, Beerus, the secret power of comfortable no matter what. It's a special ability only possessed by the cat. And occasionally the dragon.
And
The cat can be like
can confirm that
ass on top of a chair, falling onto the floor, and its body making a right angle with the floor and be completely comfortable.
So,
and I can confirm that Viv will do that in real life.
I was going to say,
Two?
Ixadras's player literally does this stuff in real life. There have been times where
like giga slouching.
There have been times you've fallen asleep wedged between your bed and like the wall or a set of drawers or a bookcase or whatever, and you've slept like that.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I can't do that. I can do the thing where you sit half on a chair, half off, and then you're like partially on the floor. That's great. It's great.
I have literally fallen asleep upside down.
So have I. I like it actually.
It was interesting.
The best answer to how Lord Beerus is yes. That's how.
I don't know.
You guys wake up in the morning, everything still hurts, but at least you don't feel like somebody's strained you all your life force for the first time in several days. Ix is still on the chair.
I mean, I'm comfortable. What do you expect?
And you now learn that spines can bend at a 90-degree angle.
Or at least cat spines.
Oh, no.
Minuet and fox form on her lap, just comfy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Little fox.
Darren is going to slowly shuffle towards getting coffee, if we even have any left.
There is. The dragon's not going to let those run out.
Good morning, Dad. Darren says, not even eyes open.
Waivers.
Are you upset?
No.
Just reaches over to gently pat the noodle.
Gives you the look but does not stop you. The I hate this look that all cats give you when you pet them. But they don't stop you because obviously they like it.
Pets
The
the
I'm
noodle.
gonna bite you face.
Pets the noodle exactly 3 times. And then goes to pet Servette instead, because he knows Servette won't bite him for it.
Nope.
You're going to be fine. Also, your grandparents can be scary.
He squints more and then he goes back to his covered hide. Then comes back up because he forgot his coffee.
Minuet slides into place and go ahead and tear up the table.
Robot?
Oh no.
Okay, there
You're
you go.
better now.
Yep. He was a robot, but he's better
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
You were like sliding into
Yeah.
place or
Implement
something?
weather at a chair at the table.
Okay.
So, and then notes to that. Yeah, we totally should talk about some stuff. Also, we found a crystal.
He pauses and goes, "What kind of crystal?"
Darren, you got the thing?
Darren lightly pats down his coat and pulls the quartz crystal chunk out of a pocket.
He's gonna do that thing that most people do, and he's just gonna snatch their hands and be like, "Ooh, there we go." Ah, crap! Now I have to do things. I'm not doing that until we're in open air. We got to be far away from a lot of places.
That's fine.
That's
I
fair.
expected you wouldn't want to do it right away anyway. We're going to be busy for a little bit.
Good. I'm also gonna need like alcohol.
We have alcohol. Darren
I know,
opens.
but you're not gonna have it when I'm done.
Oh,
Okay.
well, that's a shame. Darren slowly puts back one of the spring wines back into his bag of holding.
I just need one bottle. It's fine. I'm still small. Kind of, I guess. I don't understand how all this works.
Bigger on the inside.
I mean, all dragons are. That's just a fact of life.
Exactly. There you go. Problem solved.
I still don't think most of them are big enough to completely swallow an anchor strike whole.
No, but we know one that's capable of swallowing an Archon whole.
We're not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
that. I mean, we totally should tell that the story of stuff.
We should
At some
totally not
point.
speak of things that mortals should not speak of. As Darren moves to sip his coffee.
But
I've posted a shit post
I mean,
to the shit post channel.
Oh no.
oh boy.
How much is this going to hurt me?
I hate it. I hate it.
Stand back! I'm beginning to morb!
What?
Morb!
Oh, God.
I hate all of it. Anyways. But yeah, okay. So we can just omit out the parts that about things that don't exist or stuff. But yeah.
It's
Here.
better if it has things to do with things that I shouldn't know about to not say them. Here's the shit post, by the way. It's going live on stream here very shortly.
There you go. Here, have my version. Have another version of that shit post I found. It's an ocean.
Oh, that's in the channel that you can't do.
You can't share this one, but
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not going to share that one. That one's very not going to be shared. You know, eventually I'll start a Discord channel for people that watch this channel, so that way we can, like, put those places where people can see them.
Yeah. And
No.
have like the ask us questions thing and such and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping to make it to like 50 viewers on Twitch first, or excuse me, 50 followers on Twitch, or like some amount on YouTube. But we're like, yeah.
I think it's kind of a case of build it and they will come.
Maybe. Oh, how did I mess up my camera? Why is it only being weird now?
Did you accidentally press a hotkey?
Yeah, I just don't know which one. God, I hate
I
that.
That
believe it's
happens all
P.
the
Oh
time.
no.
Is it P? Oh, it is. It is not P. That changes perspective. It's the one that takes away half your controls. There we go. I got him now. We're good.
Oh no.
Okay.
I don't know what button I hit. I have no idea, but it's working now, so we're good.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when Taigo occasionally has randomly goes all magical girl peace sign pose.
All right.
The
Well, that's
peace
why I leave
sign is
tangibles.
only supposed to be bound to number 4 on my numpad. I don't know why it happens randomly sometimes.
Because obviously you need to go magically girl peace sign sometimes. It's just a fact of life. You need to. It's part of the process, man. It's just part of the process. Either rate, I'm gonna go grab some more water. If you guys want to take a few moments to wake up roleplay, Dat is not gonna entertain the thought of being told things. He's just gonna go and hide in the cupboard.
Uh-huh.
Somebody mentioned his grandpa. See that?
Darren's just trying to be friends. Darren is going to stretch down the rest of his coffee and then just leave the mug in the sink. Okay.
So yeah, are we gonna like just fly the ship around, or um how exactly do you, because we don't have like a dinghy, do we?
No, we don't, and we really should avoid flying directly over anything.
Yeah.
It's fine, there is a dock nearby. I don't think it's particularly sized for our ship, but it will have to do. Or, I can just fly.
Oh, yeah, that's a valid point against me coming with us. Well, actually, could you carry me in small form?
I mean, you would weigh practically nothing, and Servette weighs nothing, so yes.
Okay.
Since I'm still not a master of it, it would probably be statistically better for me to come along by just us flying the ship above, and I just jump off the edge of the ship and then utilize these nifty boots that I have to not get hurt too much on the way down.
Like I said, if we want to keep the ship intact, we are not going to be flying over the preserve. It's going to be turned into a tree if we try, I'm sure. Darren stretches. Why does everything still hurt? On the bright side, if any of you are so inclined, you can probably take a dip in the lake.
Oh, hold on. I found something that definitely needs to be shared, and it's going in shit posting.
Oh,
Here you go,
dear.
Vari.
Oh no.
This is the sum of Ix and Minuet's relationship.
Emotional support tricks.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. You can't.
Nope. Get comfortable again.
So, minor question. Are we still docked at the smithy, or did we train in the preserve at some point?
You'd still be at the smithy. Sean might be in trouble with the training grounds. It's getting that time of year when a lot of new recruits start coming in.
That explains a great deal.
They don't want him around scaring away the new kids.
Look, just because he can explode a training dummy at 60 paces...
I mean, he technically is a Zen Archer and a Magus. So, you know.
Yeah.
But at least there is a dock nearby, so we don't have to fly all the way around.
No, you can rent a
So-
dinghy for a couple of silver pieces.
Okay. Okay.
Which is what we will do.
Yep. They know that people come to this area, so they opened up a shop not too far south. You do have to hoof it over there.
That's fine, Darren can fly. How many silver pieces is it?
It's only 2. It's basically $20 to set rent one for the day.
Hooray! I've gotten rid of the silver pieces in my inventory.
You're welcome.
Darren rents a dinghy. Anybody who's coming along had better come with Darren now or forever hold their peace.
Minuet will come along.
As will Cirrus.
You might as well have a bottle. You might as well have a bipedal form of moving liquid.
I'm just imagining Extra
so-
doing that lazy walk where she doesn't like support half her body. The Ed walk. It just flops around. The legs are moving, the body just does whatever.
Somehow perfectly balanced the entire time. No one's entirely sure how. Just cat things.
It's the tail.
Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha ha.
No, but she walks like a normal person. Or, you know, like a normal cat person.
No.
Swiggity swag.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly. Ha ha ha. Alright, so you guys go ahead and you grab the dinghy, you go across. It's not a surprise to you when you get to the island, or at least it's not a surprise to Darren. He's starting to see some of the new recruits. It looks like they're doing the entrance exams.
Ooh.
Which is fairly interesting to see. It's a little bit early, but the Rangers have been gaining a little bit of popularity recently, which is not a bad thing. They're not going to complain because they can get better people this way.
So, entrance exams. Is there a amethyst colored doggo and a red dragonkin?
Not yet. You guys are scheduled at the end because the amethyst colored dog wanted to be late.
Fashionably late
That's fair.
doggo.
Anyways, they're both children of current or of previous Rangers with a reputation. They're basically freebies in.
You know, if anything if any character that Vari is playing has a reputation, I just assume it's for causing mayhem.
Surprisingly not, no. One of Ari's characters is the child of an awakened animal companion.
They're adorable puppo.
So they both come from families of Rangers, which almost guarantees entrance. They basically just need to not be complete idiots, and they're generally fine. And unfortunately, the amethyst doggo in question was also temporarily adopted by Sean's family, so there's even more pressure for them to just take him.
Let's just hope that Victor wasn't a bad influence on him. He totally was.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Look, so long as he doesn't set anything on fire.
As long as Rogue doesn't mention that he was ever with Victor.
Yeah, that might invite undue scrutiny.
I mean, Victor did get kicked out.
Look, he wasn't trying to get kicked out.
It just sort of happened that way.
Also, Rogue did just recently learn a very fun spell, Fear the Sun.
Yeah, about that. So, you guys go ahead and go cross, which means that Darren does have to kind of weave through the training grounds because there's all sorts of things set up that she can't mess with right now. Darren knows better than to mess with any of this or get in anybody's way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Yep. Darren knows better. Besides, he's one of those people that's at the point where he just almost on autopilot weaves around everything.
Ix just does the cat thing and just does it naturally.
You guys get to the main
Oh,
buildings.
cat force field.
Yup. I have a bubble and nothing can get through it. The power of cat.
As you get to the buildings, you notice one of them does have the crest of the explorers, for those that are familiar, which would be Minuet and Darren. Darren is going for that one and enters. The inside seems fairly quiet, which is not completely unusual. A cleric sitting behind the desk, as usual, just filing paperwork, wearing the badge of the clerical section of the Rangers Guild. They look up and wave.
Good morning.
Morning.
I believe I have several reports to make and to check in as Darren pulls out a thick sheaf of papers.
And her face goes from that happy, everything's okay, to that, oh god, look.
Why so concerned? There's a audible thud as Darren puts the notes on the desk. Everything should be itemized and in order.
She goes through a few pages and goes, oh god, it is. Oh god, your handwriting's good. Oh god, I don't have to rewrite anything.
Everyone seems so surprised when I do that.
It looks like I'm filing this, and then you hear, oh, Darren. You see
I get
her...
the
Go ahead.
I was going to say I get the feeling Darren has a minor chill run up his spine.
Yep, the Knoll lady has two rangers coming out what looks like one of the side rooms. She's holding a folder. She walks up and says, oh, hello. I'm assuming friends of Darren, as she sets down the folder. The other two rangers don't move. She scoops up the pile of stuff and she goes, can you be a dearie and grab the file from the back corner that I told nobody to touch, otherwise I'd kill them? She goes, yes, ma'am. And she really quickly gets that file and hands it over. She looks over at Darren and goes, all right, let's go. You three. She'll probably make you tea or something if you ask nicely. I'm not going to make her do anything. She does enough around here. Thank you, ma'am. You hear the cleric say. She snaps her fingers and the other two rangers start to follow suit. She will lead you guys down a hallway.
Darren is following close by.
Alright, so are we waiting in the main office or are we following as well?
Main office.
Okay, so we're just chilling then.
Okay.
Yep, she will offer tea. Then she secretly
Minuet
leans
will
over and
take
goes, I also got liquor.
Ixodras looks
Minuet will
tempted by
turn
the
down.
second. Ixodras is tempted by the liquor option, but basically just goes, it's probably best if I don't.
Sirius, you taking any tea? Or
No,
liquor?
thank you.
Okay.
Darren will take tea. He has already suffered the liquor once.
Oh no, you weren't offered.
Oh.
You're not there, you got dragged away.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
The two rangers that you're with will move forward to the door and open it for their captain, trying to get brownie points while they can. She will motion you in, but she stops at the door, looks at one of the rangers, snaps her fingers a couple of times, and holds out her hand. You hear the ranger sigh and hand over a pack of cigarettes. She goes, no smoking while I'm around. And then she goes in. She'll take a seat at the table. I'm assuming you sit.
Yes.
She
Darren
makes-
sits.
She makes sure she's directly across from you, of course. She drops your pile of paperwork. She takes a cigarette out of the pack, tosses you the pack. Even though you know you're not supposed to be smoking. Rangers aren't allowed to smoke.
Darren also doesn't smoke.
She still threw them to you. She's going to go ahead and light. Then she'll set a flask on the thing, take a shot, slide it over if you want it. And she'll start going through your paperwork. And she keeps sighing, like every 30 seconds. That disappointed, annoyed, dear God sigh.
Darren just has this incredibly passive look on his face. There is no reason for him to react yet.
She's going through it, and eventually you can tell she's getting annoyed because she's starting to stamp things. She's pulling out a little stamp and just rubber stamping things. And eventually she starts to look angry, and finally she just slams one of the reports shut and goes, "Do you know how hard it is, when your penmanship is this good, to be able to rip you out of anybody's hands?"
Darren blinks, raises one eye ridge. I'm sorry.
She rubs her temples. "We got the anchor strike. We've already had that verified. We've officially taken down a second one thanks to your assistance. We searched another area where there was a lot of ship lost, and we found one. So congratulations, you have earned yourself at least 1,000 gold on that. But I'm seeing right here you have found a town. Did you find a town?
That's correct.
Did you deal with an anomaly? I hate that word.
Anomaly.
Well, you're not there. Yes, we did. In fact, it is a specific anomaly. I'm sure there's a name for the anomaly, or it's named by its coordinates. So Darren is just going to rattle off that name and/or its coordinates to her.
Yeah, she rubber stamps another book and she shoves it off to the side and she goes, "We got another creature. We got a definite spot for it. We got perfect handwriting. We got perfect grammar. We got a perfectly filled out report. Do you know what reports look like from other explorers?"
Like shit.
Terrible. Trust me, I translated many of them in my time as a clerk.
"And that's the problem. You did too good of a job. When you walked your ass in here, I knew your reputation for screwing up, but I knew even worse, this," she motions. "I tried to throw you in a dangerous spot that you didn't go to get bad notes from you, and you come back with fantastic notes from somewhere worse."
I would think you'd be happy to have legible notes.
"I
So that's-
am, but so are the clerics. The clerical guild does not want to give you up."
It takes a minute as the wheels are turning in Darren's head. And there's this very slow look of realization over something. And he just about raises his arms to do the whole concern face and just forces them back down to the arms of the chair. Oh. That is unfortunate for them.
She pushes the pile work forward and pulls out a scrap piece of paper and she goes, 1,000 gold for the confirm, 500 with a 500 promise of the second confirm or once confirmed. How many more creatures have you found so far?
New ones?
Yes.
Darren takes a moment to consider. I think those are the only two, at least thus far.
2,500 golds for the anomaly once confirmed gone, it will go up to 10,000, so make mark of that. A town is worth 15,000, you'll get 3,000 now. Here is a small stone. She slides it forward.
Is this what I think it is?
My YouTube says 28. Dang it. Stupid thing. Thank you, Blue. She goes, yes, when we've got things confirmed, it'll swap out to the rest of the money. Did you just take note of all that? I'm not repeating it.
Okay. Out of character, give me like 2 seconds.
Yes, go ahead.
Note ketchup.
Do it.
Do it now.
I don't know how to fix the YouTube thing. I'll have to go back and fix it, because it's supposed to be saying 31 like everything else, but apparently it says 28. We'll fix it later. Thank you, Auto Updater, for doing the auto update thing. Bye, Blue.
Oh,
By
it
the way, that was
updated
over YouTube,
down
though.
instead of up.
I manually typed in the number, so I don't know.
Huh.
I will fix it later. It's probably in the description or something silly like that, where my code structure might not work. I don't know. I'm not a programmer, people, so if there's weird things that happen in descriptions, it's because I can't program things right. I'm a designer. I make things pretty, okay? Yeah, why does the YouTube say 31 but the title? I don't know. I'll fix it later. That was supposed to be an auto updater.
Fix it in post.
Yeah, like everything else, means I have to go through the other episodes. I'm sure they're all fucked too. This is why I need to like actually hire an editor someday, but I'm not making like any money to pay an editor. One day. It's not like Twitch pays anybody.
At least not small people. Only big people.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably pick up a sponsor like Raid Shadowlet. No.
Ah, jeez. Actually, they do fucking like just randomly. Well, of course they're not great.
No, they're
Sponsor things. It's usually complete garbage. Tyago can confirm.
Yeah, I know where I can get a sponsor from them already. It's not hard.
Yeah, they basically just
They're free.
blanket sponsor any content creator.
They don't care.
So for discovering the town, it is 15,000. Once they confirm it,
Yes.
getting 3,000 now. Once they confirm it, the rest of the money will go to him. Dealing with the anomaly was 10,000,
Yes.
and
With 2.5 up front.
yes, 2.5 up front. And the new critter is
They were
unless
both
okay.
1,000 each because they're both very volatile. One of them you got full up front, the other one you got half up front. Mainly because one of them has been confirmed.
Okay. So he will be receiving I'll have to do the math in a minute. But he'll be receiving X amounts up front, but they do need to confirm it, after which point the stone will swap out for the amount of money.
Yes. Then after she slides you the piece of paper, she goes, alright, fine, I'm gonna get in trouble. She flips down a level 1 explorer badge and the communication stone. And she says, get the hell out before I have to do more work. And don't talk to the clerical side of things, no matter how much they get mad at you.
Understood.
And please, if you punch rich people, make it look like an accident.
Darren gets a small smile and flexes his fingers, his knuckles doing the cracking, mostly because of all the shit that Sean had us doing. You act as if I haven't learned anything.
You better have, because if I get in trouble because you smack somebody again, I will duct tape you to a wall and make you be my cleric.
Oh no. I'll be forced to be here in a library full of ostensibly much better knowledge than the office core. Whatever will I do?
Who says you'll be here?
Point taken.
Get out. Tell those other two doofuses to get their asses in here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. As he takes the badge, the stone, the note, he leaves and just sort of holds the door open with his tail as he looks at the two other rangers. She wants you now.
They roll their eyes and go in. Before the door's shut, you hear, do you see these fucking notes? This is what I want them to look like! I am done with your... I'm assuming you walk away.
Yeah, Darren's just walking away. Like, I don't know. He's probably trying not to laugh and or feel bad for them. But also he can't feel bad for them. It's their fault.
Smug face. Smug face.
Can we just take note? Given that we know Darren writes immaculately, and given that Ix was raised in high class, of our crew. I do not know. Actually, no. Minuet does a whole lot of Far Eastern things, so is probably good at calligraphy or some shit.
Surprisingly not. They're just musically inclined because they're from a family of musicians.
Okay, because I would find it ironic after what's being discussed if within this party, the other kind of cleric has the worst handwriting.
Exidras has very swirly handwriting too.
Minuet does have a 6 in linguistics, so
Yeah, Sirius probably has the worst handwriting in the crew.
I mean, why do you need good handwriting? You're a bounty huntress.
There's
Generally,
there's a
I'm a
female
bounty
mole.
huntress who takes people in alive, so generally my paperwork is on 2 legs.
I mean, that's fair though.
I was about to say there's a female Knoll in a room currently chastising 2 of her employees that would disagree with her having bad handwriting. Just saying. But one way or the other, Darren's gonna come back with a smug look in their face. You've seen some people come and go, but they usually hand something over and leave really quickly. Very quiet office house-wise.
Mhm. So, how'd it go?
Excellently. As Darren holds up the badge for the first level of the Explorer's Corps, it's official.
Wait. But we didn't go to the place yet.
We haven't. In fact, apparently we
Are
went
we-
somewhere way worse.
Are we still gonna go?
If you would like to. Personally, I would like to.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not against it.
I think we've got other things to take care of first, of course, but yeah. After that, we should totally go do stuff, and I've got a necklace that I want to try out.
Rest assured, we'll be able to get to everything in due time. More importantly than that, I should be receiving a stipend, I believe. More specifically, a reward for certain things.
The cleric is standing right there.
Oh?
Darren turns to the cleric and hands her the note.
She sighs because guess what? The handwriting's terrible and it's not in the right paper. She goes, I'm assuming you're going to be giving me that badge. She points at your chest.
Darren looks at it, and he actually sighs a little as he takes it off. Both fortunately and not, I'm afraid.
She goes, it's fine. I prefer this. Well, I would be anywhere else, but rather do this work. She'll put the badge away. She'll pull out the proper paperwork. She'll do her job of filling it out. Then she passes over to sign it.
Darren signs. He has excellent signage handwriting.
She sighs and forges the captain's signature like out of habit. Then signs it herself. And she slides it where it belongs. And then you see her going back and she'll come out with a bag of coins. And she'll be like, can I see the rock she gave you?
Of course. And he holds out the stone.
She grabs it, she opens a window and chucks it out and gives you a proper stone. That's actually magical. It was just a rock.
Darren raises an eyebridge.
It's her way of telling me to give you a stone. She pulls them from the rock garden over there, so whenever she brings one in, I just toss it back out.
Ah, of course.
She's never been behind this desk in her life, and she never will.
Somehow that tracks. Is it bad that we're so used to having to forge signatures that we do it out of habit?
She goes, we're not supposed to talk about it, are we?
No, we're not.
You hear a door open in the distance, you hear shouting. One of the Rangers comes out and goes, "She ran out of liquor," and she goes, "Third cabinet." He goes, "Thank you," and then he goes back. She sighs. She goes, "Here, let's do the fanfare. Give me the badge."
Darren hands over the badge.
She grabs you by the scruff of your collar, tugs you in close, pulls out one of the party blowers, slides it on. She goes, "That's literally the entire party you're gonna get for hitting rank 1. Now don't die."
I don't intend to. If I did, you'd have to deal with far worse notes.
Oh, I'm never gonna read these notes, am I? Go, get out. She's gonna be done in about 3 minutes, and there's another group that's supposed to come in. Oh, we lost Minuet completely. We're gonna have to.
Yep, Vari's internet completely exploded, I think.
So
Oh no,
probably-
his power went out.
What?
Oh.
No. Ooh. We'll go on BRB here in a moment then. Or now we'll just go now, so that way we can pause everything until Vari comes back. But yeah, you're getting kicked out.
I guess I'll be going onto my BRB screen then.
Yep, same. We need a technical difficulty screen, I guess maybe. Burb.
I'm still loading and stuff, but yes.
Okay.
Also
Crisis
enjoy
averted.
enjoy the D&D shitpost.
I will.
Okay.
On a side note, if you want my favorite monster to fight, that is not an atropal because fuck atropals. Behirs. I love fighting Behirs because they all deserve to die.
You
Yep.
can't see it, but I have a 1,000-yard stare right now. Only Kai, and the only person here that knows why is Kai.
Minuet should.
No, Vari wasn't there for that campaign.
My
Oh, it
sparkling
was
water
Kai's
exploded.
campaign.
Yeah, it was Kai's
Uh-huh.
campaign.
Yeah, well, I have wet pants.
Rip.
Oh no.
We had a
My
we had a
sparkling water
literal.
exploded.
We got accosted by a literal group of Behirs, and my group was like, "We should totally fight." After we had just finished, already being in like 2 different fights. And I was just like, can we just throw them some fucking shinies so we can continue on our way, please, for the love of God?
I think I did a good fight with Behirs. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that terrible, no. Either rate, you guys just got kicked out of the Rangers room, basically. Because the cleric's trying to get you guys to leave, mainly because the cleric knows that you guys should not be hanging around here. It won't end well. Not with her boss.
Alright. Where's our next destination?
Is there any other business you guys have on the preserve?
Not that I'm aware of, but Kai is more of the Kai / Darren are the ones who just keep better track of the errands.
Yeah.
I just pilot the ship and get angry.
Uh, and while we were at the ranger place, we could have inquired about any discoveries that were made about our first mist beast that we brought in, and 2, the status of a box.
The only thing you're going to get for them first, Miss Beast, is that they believe it was raised or was not. It was re-raised on land. They don't think it could have survived without being re-raised. That's about it. As far as you're aware, the box that you guys had brought in a long time ago has been repaired and is conscious, but it has health issues, quote unquote. So they're trying to take care of it.
Oh.
Had
Oh.
completely forgotten about the box.
I didn't. It's nice to know.
I'm assuming this was
Well-
before I joined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our original 4th player.
Was a construct.
Yep. They are doing well, by the way.
Good.
But
Actually, isn't he one of the players in Ted's game?
he is.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately they're not. I don't know if they're going to make it back to the game. So,
It's fine.
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, but like actual concern over, like in character concern over the character and their well-being.
Yes, the box themselves
Yes.
has some problems. It's the whole they got their soul jammed into an inanimate object. There's going to be problems.
With that, I think we're done in this area.
Yep. Glarus City, only a day from where your ship is parked. The nice part is that it takes you a little bit to go over the water to the preserve, and it's going to take you a little while to go back. So the best you can do is possibly stop at the cafe that's near the docks here and have lunch.
Sure.
Why not? We can have lunch and Darren can correctly stash away his earnings.
Also,
Or-
congratulations on getting the horizontal promotion you were going for.
It's not going to
I
remain
think it was
horizontal for
both.
long.
Not with our luck, it won't.
That said, a portion of these funds should probably go towards paying off Sean.
Yeah.
That would be the smart idea.
It's not like we owe terribly much. Though another chunk of it is going to go to a personal project of mine.
Oh? Ear perks happen.
You'll see. It's not quite finished.
Hmm.
That said, I will be taking the opportunity in Galarath to obtain the necessary supplies.
Oh, actually, speaking of personal projects, I haven't shown y'all. Minuet pulls out his mask. And there's a fine little seam, kind of, on the jawline. With, like, a little bit of inlay of brass. I finished it.
Oh, so you can play your instrument while...
No, I can
Oh.
already do that. See, it's got this port right here. It's got, like, a little gasket port on the muzzle.
Oh, then
But no,
what's
no,
this
this...
for?
Minuet kind of reaches inside the mask and pulls a little, cat, and, the draw opens.
Oh,
And there's, like, a little sound of pressure releasing.
well, isn't that useful? Especially given your
Yeah.
propensity for biting things.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's kind of my thing. With the whole, being a fox.
Biting and screaming.
He doesn't scream.
Awesome.
I am not a finnick.
To be fair, you are technically small enough to be one.
Somewhere out there, a certain character suddenly gets very grumpy for no reason.
Rose a finnick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah.
Makes more sense,
Okay.
doesn't it?
It God damn it.
You guys make it to the cafe, and as you open the door, have you ever had that moment where you see a teenager and go, "Yep, I know exactly whose kid that is"?
Oh.
There seems to be two people serving right now, and both of them are definitely one of Sean's kids. One of them has the resting bitch face. The guy. That kind of look where he looks at you and he just points at a table and you guys pretty much know where you're supposed to sit. This room is
So
filled
it's
with
one of
rangers.
these cafes.
The other one has the Graydon-like smile.
Oh.
One that says, "I will kill you if you make me drop this."
Oh no.
They both look to be about 15.
Darren just takes a seat at the indicated table. Oh yeah, I knew there was a reason I didn't come here very often.
You see
Oh.
fair amount of rangers here. You see a couple of sailors as well. A coffee pot is promptly put on the table. She goes, "Do you guys need menus or do you know what you want?"
I have no idea. I haven't ever been here before, I don't think. So yeah, probably a menu.
Menu would be X. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Please, I haven't been here in some time.
Yeah, we hear that from Rangers a lot. It's like everybody's scared of her dad, and then she walks off.
Darren just sort of mildly coughs into his hand. Well, there may be a reason for that.
You hear from the back room, our dad's not that scary, from what you would assume is the male waiter. She'll come back out and be like, ignore my brother. He's mad because he has to cook and serve today.
Also, I mean, he's not that scary. Unless you do the wrong thing. Then he's really scary. But that's why you don't do the wrong thing.
Are you short on staff?
She goes, oh no, the cook is the cook took a dual job. He's graduating and becoming a full-fledged ranger, so we're down again. And the owner, of course, won't come in because he has to live off of the island. He broke the rules too many times.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's fine, there's 3 more of us. We can cover it for the time being until we get somebody else. There's more, teenagers here, not just us.
Oh yeah, and there's all the well,
Yes, the new recruits. I'm
what's
hoping some stay.
no, I'm talking about your parents' other kids.
Oh, the adopted kids? They're going back with their dad actually soon.
Oh, wait. Okay. Serious. That's the one that you. That's why. You remember when we first met? That's their dad.
Ah,
She goes, yeah. She goes, look over the menus. It's mainly breakfast stuff. There is some lunch things. My brother can't cook a burger worth a damn, so please don't order that. And you hear from the back room, I heard that. She goes, my brother can't cook a
But
burger worth a damn. Don't order that.
but a burger.
And Darren leans on the table a bit, giving Minuet a look. But hash browns.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, if you want a burnt puck. But I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. But hear me out, Darren. A rare burger.
I might be mostly dragon, but even I am not going to eat a rare burger.
Hmm.
You can eat a rare burger if you want. I am getting a pancake and hash browns.
Okay.
Almost like we're in a Cracker Barrel.
are going to make me actually order a burger.
No regrets!
By the way, we didn't stop at a Waffle House on the way back. And Cass might be upset
Oh,
about
why
that.
not? Why not?
Because
It's like
he fell asleep on the original part of the drive, and we got to the part of the country that has them before he took over driving.
damn. Also, I should have taken y'all to the varsity. Because that's a religious experience that must happen when you're in Atlanta at some point.
Well, maybe next year if life happens that way.
Okay.
I had to brain that word. She will come back and take your orders. I hear at least one pancake and hash browns. Serious, what are you ordering?
Pancake and hash brown sounds good.
Ix?
Honestly, yeah, that sounds.
Minuet, are you going to break the streak?
And I'm going to order a burger.
She sighs and she goes, how?
Rare.
She kind of blinks and goes, okay. I apologize again. By the way, Vortex, oh my god, the burgers at the Vortex.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
I haven't had a burger that good in years, and I will not have a burger that good in many more years, I'm sure.
Won't have a booger that good.
Yeah.
It was, they did well done right. Okay. Enough being a fat ass.
It was actually kind of cool. The table had kind of the gambit of things. That we had a not burger that was fucking spectacular, a well done burger, and a medium rare burger. And
My medium rare burger was.
and they were all like spot on for what was wanted, which that's really rare because like you go to a burger joint and there's a 50-50 chance as to whether or not you're going to actually get what you want.
Yeah. And nobody does well done right, ever. So, but your food will come in short order. I'm not sure if you guys want some open roleplay time to discuss things.
Sounds reasonable. Just going over the plan.
Go for it. I'm gonna walk away for a second, use the bathroom.
Okay, so we go to Galareth City. We talk to a lawyer and see about Dorf and stuff. Then Bramwell, and then over to Shasted.
Consider we're going by a capital. It would probably be a good idea for me to stop by, see if there's any interesting sounding bounties in the area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To be fair, you're more likely to get bounties in Galarath than anywhere else.
Oh yeah. Though Bramwell might have some too.
At least we aren't
And
going
also
to
there's
Monsonet.
yeah.
Or, hear me out on this. I stopped by the bounty office both.
Yes.
I thought you would do that anyway.
Well, yeah.
Also, hear me out, Darren. At least we're not going to the Manufactorum.
At least you know what you're getting into when you go there. But I do concede you do have a point.
But okay, so the important question though is, do we do the mountain adventure thing in between places or after we've done all the other things?
Oh, that's right. The mark is gone. Because... Hang on. I believe that's around where it was.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Hell if I remember.
I just know it's within the larger portion of the Thule Mountains.
And our entry point was gonna be to the south, if I recall.
Yeah. We were going to probably either make port at La Cloche or anchor the ship somewhere to the south of the mountains and make our trek.
I think the latter would be better than the former, really. Because do we really want to be port in La Cloche for longer than we have to?
No.
Yeah, no. Darren does not want to port in Moinsonet unless it is absolutely necessary.
So it's a shame that the most central location is also the absolute worst location.
It'd be like that. Ugh.
But the way the mountain thing is presented, and we don't know how much time we're going to spend in Galarath yet, because we've still got approximately 2 months.
I just had a sudden realization, and there's a thing that I'm going to ask the waiter when they get back.
Since we've got 2 months before we need to be in Shasta, given travel times, like it's going to take us a day to get to Galarath. We'll probably be in Galarath for at least a day, if not longer. Then we would need to. It would probably be best to do the mountain trip after, because we don't know how long it would take us to get into those mountains, how long we'll stay in those mountains, how long it'll take us to get out. I'm pretty sure Darren had that all mathed out really early on. I'd need to go review it.
I believe so, yeah.
Because I think Darren set aside like 2 weeks supplies specifically for that. And then some, probably. And that's assuming everything goes well.
By the way, X, remember when I said I was about to make a mistake and I thought I'd be fine?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what I'm not?
You're not
Fine.
fine.
No.
I told
no.
you. I fucking told you so.
Yeah, the Benadryl did shit.
Rip.
Aw.
I'm allergic to
Aw.
something and I like the taste of it. Sometimes I sneak it in and take a Benadryl
God-
and hope I'm okay.
God damn it, Era.
Darn it.
Oh boy.
Okay, so yeah, so we're gonna do the Bramwell and then the over to Shasta thing first then. Okay.
Hey, leisurely time to
Well,
fire
after
up.
Glareth.
Anyways, allows you guys time to hang around the city. It's
But,
not. Go ahead.
next time one of the waitresses shows up, which I gather is one of John's kids. Minuet does ask if they have a newspaper and if there's any info on quote unquote the big game.
She'll say, "Yeah, I can go get you a newspaper."
Awesome.
By the way, here's your burger. I'm sorry. He tried.
Oh no.
It looked like he's got the sides brown, but the center is definitely red.
Ooh.
Basically, he threw it in a high temp thing and flipped it once and said it's done. She will hand everybody else their food. Everything else is fine. It's just he apparently cannot cook a burger to save his life.
Well, Minuet shapeshifts into Small Fox and begins nomming on Burger.
What do you mean by the big game, by the way?
You know, the Pirate Council in certain newspapers keeping track of the score.
Oh, that. She has no idea about that, unfortunately.
Rip.
So she just hands you a newspaper.
Okay. Well, Minuet will look and see if there's anything like that in the newspaper that was given.
The only thing you get is just north of the Thule Mountains. It looks like something has broken out because you're seeing a lot of new names.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, good. And we're totally not heading just north of the Thule Mountains in the near future.
This is how our luck goes.
I mean, it's not
Yep.
actually your luck.
I'm
no, it's
aware.
the other group's luck.
Yeah. So that's something to be warned of.
Okay, I think that we're good.
Yep. It comes out to just 2 silver pieces for everything.
Minuet will actively shell out 2 silver pieces this time so that Darren doesn't have to break change.
Thank you.
As I shamefully admit to chat that I'm allergic to chicken. I'm assuming now you guys just returned to your ship.
Yes.
By the
Yep.
time you guys get back, it's late afternoon, probably about 3 or 4.
Mhm.
You guys could depart now, or you could just hang out the rest of the day and leave in the morning. It is up to you. It is a day's travel to Glare City.
I mean, weighing anchor out in like a halfway point would be fine with me, possibly, if that's what we want to do.
I mean, Darren's fine with that.
With no objections on the table, hey Ix.
Hmm.
Roll that driving check. Hey Navigator.
All right.
Okay.
Do your navigating and make sure not to screw up. Do not accidentally go due east. Do not tell your captain to go due east.
Dude, what's my modifier again? That.
Okay, so that's a
15.
24.
Yeah, everybody's fine. You guys are gonna make it there. You guys make it to about the halfway point before you drop anchor. Is there anything that anybody wants to do on this particular night?
Darren does not have time to finish his spell research.
Nothing for me.
Yeah, you guys are kind of still fucking sore as hell.
Yup.
Yep. And being just within the vicinity of islands in general, Cirrus isn't going to be using her transformations or spell slots to work on practicing flying when there's a better chance than out in the open sky of
Being
running
noticed.
into trouble.
Yep.
Minuet will inquire with that if a half a day out is far enough.
That goes, no, we need to be like away from the clusters, because this is a high level magic stuffs, and things will show up, and if we're in the middle of the cluster, I don't want people here.
Oh, okay. So maybe when we are somewhere near Tuning Fork
That'll be fine.
later.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be fine, I guess. If that's when you want me to do it, just I mean be warned that when I say this is high level magic, I mean X.
What?
Did you ever take ritual class?
Yeah.
Do you remember the rituals where they said that you need to have guards, otherwise the things will come from other realms?
Yeah.
Do you explain that to this one? Points at Minuet.
I'd rather just avoid that experience again.
Do you want the compass or not?
God damn it.
I heard something about a ritual. Please tell me you're not doing anything tonight.
No.
No, we're waiting until when we're like out in Tuning Fork.
The ritual that has to do is gonna cause a whole bunch of fucking shit to start appearing because of because of its high tier. So that's gonna be fun.
Oh. Okay. And Darren just slides back into his room. You may or may not be able to hear him scribbling stuff down.
By the way, did Darren ever check the conversation? Did I ever tell Darren what the conversation between him and Varya was through the book?
I don't remember.
Basically, Erebane using his claw and Varian getting angry about it.
Bleh.
Oh, was there like conversation that was had and Erebane butted in?
No, Erebane was like, "Hi, Varian," and he's like, "You're using your claw," and he goes, "Yep." And then Varian is like, "Don't use your claw, use a quill. This is a precious book." And he goes, "But it's fine. It's magic." And he goes, "No, it's not. It's not fine. You're supposed to be using a quill." "But I'm a dragon. We're both dragons, and I could use a quill." It was the brotherly bickering kind of conversation.
No, I don't remember. I don't think you ever told me about that conversation. That's amazing.
No,
One of them was being a shitter, the other one's going, "Stop!"
basically.
Yep.
But this is precious. But I'm lazy.
And then I feel that Varya would start a port objecting fucking quill at Hera.
It didn't get that far. The battle didn't last that long.
Okay, that's good.
Battle in air quotes.
You guys do nothing tonight. You guys are actually in a rather safe spot. If you guys want an interesting experience, you can go up on deck and watch different ships go by. Shipping ships, you can see bus ships, all the 9 yards. You're within an area that is well traveled from the cities.
We can do ship gazing!
Yes.
Sure.
And you get to be ship gazed. Because some ships get really close. That way they can oogle the strange traditional style flying ship when most of them look more like steampunk dirigibles.
This is fine.
Yep.
Darren is totally going to be standing out on deck with a mug of coffee.
X addresses at the wheel.
It's just stands there
Minuet,
all night to look cool.
Yep.
Minuet's gonna just do the go to bed thing.
Minuet goes the fuck to bed.
Cirrus
So
will
do
do
I have a
similar.
ring of sustenance?
Cirrus, what?
Cirrus will do similar and go the fuck to bed.
2 party members go to bed. One stands at the helm almost all night to look cool, just because they can. The other one does ship gazing, and I'm assuming goes the fuck to bed.
Yep, he's not out there very long.
It's okay. Ix realizes that about midnight the ships are kind of all just parking. Because, yeah.
Well, if the amusement is dying down, then X will also go back to.
In the morning, you guys can travel the rest of the way. I'm not going to make you re-roll. You're between land masses. It's not difficult to just go north. Hey, Ix.
Meow.
Low, medium, or high security? You are in a capital city. It's going to be probably spendier.
What are the prices?
It depends. It can be a variable, actually. So you're going to be rolling percentiles once you make a choice.
Fug. If we're in a bigger city, medium is probably fine.
Go
Hold on.
Hmm?
I thought with our cargo of a person that we don't want getting arrested on spot. How about low? Because of our dwarf friend.
Darren looks for all of 10 seconds like he's about to protest, and then he just nods. Because that's smart.
Hmm. X does not approve, even if she understands the logic.
I mean, your choices are, it sounds like, low and hope nothing happens to the ship, high and hope you can bribe the people.
Or medium, some.
Some mix thereof. But the thing is, what we can do is just have someone stationed at the ship.
Sure.
Low security is. Go ahead and roll percentiles. Let's see what we end up with. Anybody re-roll these.
Let's see. Where's my?
How many of your dice end up being metal?
Uh, 8.
98. Are you ready to be angry with me, Darren?
Why should I be angry?
9 silver, 8 copper.
3.
You can't see it, but I'm smiling.
Darren's just going to give the person a gold piece because it's a 2 copper tip and it's even.
You guys have the most basic of basic docks. There is no security here. You park your ship, you do your shit, and you leave. It is kind of like those parking lots, which has that little bin that you put your money in with a little slip. Except there's just a guy there because it's daytime. He warns you he leaves at 5.
Okay. Who is staying on the ship?
Considering I think I can stall people the best, I'll probably stay. And also, if anyone tries getting onto the ship, I can just cast grease and make them fall off.
Okay.
Or aqueous
That
orb
actually-
and send them into the fucking mist, because how dare they get on my fucking ship?
Okay, so that works out perfectly because Sirius has stuff to do, I have stuff to do, and Darren has stuff to do.
Oh, Minuet.
Hmm?
If you can, find me a scroll of obsidian flow.
I don't have a lot of gold on me.
Here, and Ix will give him 500 gold.
Actually, wait, is your friend, does he have a shop here?
I don't remember if it was mentioned if he had a shop here or not.
Not in Galarath, but I believe he has one in Shastet.
He does.
He
Shaston's
might-
a weird choice, but he does have one there.
He might have one in Bramwell, but I don't remember that specifically. I just remember the Shasted one.
I don't think he has one here. It was some other town, city.
Kahakai.
Yeah, it was.
I believe it was Clearport.
It was.
Yeah,
It was Lure Bank, Clearport, and in Shasted.
So we will. If you can't find it here, then we'll check. We'll check at Shasted, which is our next stop. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we should find out where this lawyer's office is and take friend.
Yep. So I need to know who is going where and where first. Are you all going to the law offices right away, or are you guys splitting up? What's the deal?
I mean, I
think
would
that would be
assume the law offices would be at least in proximity to the bounty hunting offices.
Hopefully.
I mean, Darren's first stop was going to be the law offices. His research can take a pause.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you bringing the dwarf with?
Do we want to do the back and forth, or do we want to just take him there?
I'm partial to the back and forth because that means we can confirm the person we want and then get the dwarf. And
Okay.
I feel like there's a distinct possibility if we just bring the dwarf with us, that could cause problems.
That's fair.
You guys should totally get a terminal.
Yep.
I don't know how the communication stone works, if it's locked to like certain types of communication or not.
You would have to hand one off to another person.
Ah,
It's
So-
a sending stone, so it's a one-way message unless they have the other stone. So you could technically hand it to Ix and they could communicate with you, but or you could hold on to it and you could communicate with Ix specifically.
well, Darren's going to hang on to it for the most part. He's not going to hand it off to anyone else unless he has to.
Of course, that requires us to get one.
Darren technically has one. It's supposed to be meant for him to communicate with home office.
Yep.
Okay. So, I suppose, we're doing the, go there and consult before we bring friend off.
Yep. So Galera City is more of what you would expect from a. God, how did I describe this last time, Kai? I know it in my head's brain mind thingy, but
It's basically a big urban city sprawl, isn't it? I guess we could kind of equate it to almost being like New York. But
It is a metropolis.
yeah, it's a metropolis because it's got like the high-rise skyscrapers effectively.
kind of sort of. They're made out of stone and wood, so they can only get to so tall.
Yeah, but it's
got that
basically
old world charm too.
yeah, it's old world New York, if that makes sense.
Before it was set on fire.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got the buildings that are like stacked on top of each other in some places. In the nicer places, things are more spread out, and even some people have yards. And then there's the really fancy places with the governmental buildings and the academy and stuff like that that have space because they need the space.
Yep. So it's a very interesting experience because you guys go from the docks where things are generally poor to the inner city where things are a little bit more medium, but there's poor areas. Then you hit the more wealthy areas where people have patches of grass and actual lawns. And then you hit the government center, which has a lot of those old carved style buildings that you just don't see being built anymore because hands craftsman of this level just doesn't exist. Well, it does, but you gotta give up your arm, your leg, half your face, and maybe a child or two in the process. And you guys end up what looks like somewhat of an office building. It's a little weird because it looks like floor 1 and floor 2 have been converted into something a large creature could fit into, while the rest of it seems normal. You see Williams and J, or I forget the other name, on the sign. There's two last names. Law offices. As you guys enter, because I believe you guys looked up the address a while ago, and it's not hard to find where this place is. There is a small sitting room. There is a lady sitting behind the desk. It looks like there's two hallways to her left and right. She's kind of doing the thing that you would expect for her job. She's sitting back, not actually working, playing with her nails. She's being almost hilariously... What's the word for it?
Stereotypical?
Yes.
I was going to say chalant, but
No, stereotypical. She waits for you guys to get up to the counter before she sits up, and she actually does her job surprisingly well, pulling up paperwork, handing you over a sign-in sheet instead of pointing you at a book, and she goes, "All right, do you guys have an appointment? What's your business, please?"
we were hoping to consult with someone on some legal matters.
Do you have an appointment?
Unfortunately, not.
She pulls out a ledger. All right, well, what kind of legal matters are we speaking about here?
Well, it's kind of someone wrongfully magically branded and um things. It's a complicated mess that might have
Darren takes a minute.
significant implications.
Yeah, Darren takes a minute to think and then snaps his fingers. We have an issue of potential unlawful branding and criminalization of an individual and/or family of individuals.
She goes, I see. And are you looking to press charges or are you trying to file paperwork? Have you spoken to any other legal counsel yet?
Unfortunately, we haven't. There's much about this we don't know yet.
All right. She holds over a piece of paper and she goes, are you affiliated with any of these law offices in general?
Darren's going to
No.
look at the piece of paper and then look at Cirrus, because she's probably the only person who would be associated with any of them.
I don't define affiliated with.
This is a list of different lawyer offices that this office cannot currently work with.
So, actual employee of, and not may have delivered bounty for.
Yes.
Zero shakes her head.
She takes it back and she goes, do you have any family members or anything else that works for the Olorun United Marshals or any city representatives?
I'm a ranger, but I don't believe that counts.
I mean, well, technically it does, but just say no, honey. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have to play this game. Just say no.
Okay.
Nope.
Fantastic. Well, we can get you set up with a couple of legal counsels. The earliest we have is in 3 days. Is there any specific notes that you want me to include so that way I can make sure that we're getting you to the right person here? We do have 6 lawyers on staff here, as well as the head, Sir Ian. He is extravagantly busy with a case involving the Meridina Sky Patrol, though, so...
Darren holds up a hand. If he's dealing with the Sky Patrol, he may want to take this on. After all, according to the person we're here for, they were branded by the Sky Patrol.
She goes, has this happened in the last 3 months?
I think it's just
Out of character, I'm pretty sure this happened about a year ago.
Yes. So before the craziness that happened here.
If I recall correctly, If I recall correctly, this is a situation that occurred over a year ago.
All right. Well, that's not related to his current case. She starts to thumb through. Has any reports been filed at all? Is this person wanted for anything?
They've been unable to file any reports because of the brand.
She kind of gives you a look. Hey guys, roll diplomacy and start giving her reasons why Ian should be involved then, if you want him involved. Otherwise, might end up with somebody else.
Well, the reason Cirrus will give is, though it may not be related to his current case, evidence of past behavior is often used as evidence of continued misdeeds.
25 for diplomacy, and Darren will basically follow up on that point with the fact that this form of branding is a layered curse, and it was performed in a way that is most certainly illegal, and if it really was perpetrated by the Sky Patrol, that has some extreme ramifications upon them as an organization.
And Cirrus can personally attest to the fact that this is one nasty layered curse.
What'd you get, Minuet?
Give me a moment.
Are you
okay,
just
so that is
assisting, or are you attempting your own reason?
Cirrus got a 28.
13. That is a 36. And I mean, most of what I was about to say, y'all already said. Oh shit. Okay. Oh,
you could just assist.
it also is uh probably a significant amount of money was involved.
As I feed Minuet things because they rolled so
Yeah,
fucking high.
yeah, it could be a significant lawsuit, especially if there are more people, and there has to be more to it. There are, well, probably a significant amount of these brands um applied to people that are effectively in servitude now.
She will take a moment. Oh, somebody said the magic word.
Oh. Oh, no.
I was hoping somebody would use that word. She'll take a moment, she'll pause, and she'll scribble a bunch of stuff down, and she goes, I'm assuming this individual's not with you?
For their own safety, yes.
She sighs. I will be right back. She'll stand up, and she'll pause, and she goes, this will take a moment. This has to go through like 3 passes, and then she'll walk it back.
We've
At some point in time, you see somebody suddenly run out of the law office, out the back.
Huh.
You guys are just left there
well,
to sit.
I think that we said something significant, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like you're the one who said anything significant. Cirrus and I basically echoed each other.
Let me know if I need to roll any perception.
That's not something you actually have to worry about.
Nobody's coming to fuck with the ship.
Not yet. It's after. It's not 5 o'clock yet.
Not 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Happy hour!
You guys are going to be there for. Oh, that's my medication alarm. I will give it a couple minutes. You guys are there for about 30 minutes. That same guy comes back in. He looks very tired. He's carrying some files. It looks like a fairly thick folder. She hasn't come back out, by the way.
Minuet just kind of waves to the guy.
He does that half smile, that forced half smile that somebody does when they're in a rush, but somebody waved to them.
Yes.
It's a city thing. That head nod of hi person I don't know.
Yep.
What up? Hey.
Yeah, well, Minuet's a fucking country bumpkin, though, so of
I
course
know,
he's
that's
gonna
why
wave to people.
That's why it's funny. It takes over an hour before she finally comes out, and she walks up to you guys and she goes, I'm assuming you can't just walk him through the city, correct?
It would be
Probably. Yeah, it'd be incredible.
unwise.
Yeah.
She offers a slip of paper and says, well, there will be a meeting. I would like to take a moment to warn you that he's got some answering to do. So,
The concerning part is whether or not he can answer. That's part of the brand.
well, the thing is that he does have a rap sheet. By the way, non-detection's a great spell. That Sir Ian suggests that you don't continue to use.
Okay.
believe you guys are the Lunar Nimbus, yes?
That is correct.
Recent report says that you were in McHill Fury.
We were.
Well, there's 3 people we think this could be. There is a individual that was assassin that apparently might have gone missing there.
No, not
Didn't
him.
he blow himself up?
Oh,
Yeah, he got kind of uh he had a grenade in unfortunate place.
oh well.
Don't.
We'll close that file out because according to McHill Fury in the paperwork, there was an assassination attempt on your ship, and he disappeared.
But the guard, well, we gave him to
Cover
the
up.
guard. Oh. Oh.
They covered your ass.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Out of character. Why are you admitting fault? Just
Like, Darren just slowly reaches over and puts a hand over Minuet's snout.
Discord, what is going on?
Literally the muted fox thing.
That's a great art. That has yet to really take off too. That's gonna be a meme soon, by the way. Muted fox.
Well,
Everybody is a robot right now.
Then that's probably on your end.
Yep.
Well, non-detection can be learned by like everyone who isn't cleric.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Darren is going to have to learn it.
No, they just know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah, it can't be learned by Bard either, it looks like.
Oh,
But yeah, alchemist, anti-paladin,
What the
inquisitor, medium, mesmerist, occultic, psychic, ranger, sorcerer, wizard, spiritualist, summoner / unchained summoner, domain trickery, elemental, school, void. So technically, it can be learned by some clerics.
Yep. Just not all.
Cleric of Satsune.
Alright, I will be right back. I can't understand a single fucking thing anyone's saying.
You burn.
Yeah, go to reset.
She goes, okay. You guys also dealt with several bandit camps, it looks like.
Oh yeah, and we intend on dealing with more.
That's good to hear. Is it safe to assume that this is one of the bandits?
Kind of, or brigand. He was a
Are they bandits if
Definitely.
they've never succeeded in banditing anything?
She goes,
It's
okay.
intent to bandit a crime.
She offers over a folder and she goes, is it any of the individuals inside of this file right here?
Darren is going to take the file and flip through it.
It has a bunch of known bandits and bandit leaders. The dwarf is in there for several petty crimes along McHill Fury, as well as organized or attempted organized crime. There are several others that include, surprisingly, not the half-elf, or 100% not surprising. Yeah, not surprisingly. Nobody's surprised by that. But the guy that was heavily armed that showed up and walked away and said, no, fuck this, was there, or is definitely in there. There's a handful of other people.
The assassin said he killed that guy, right?
He said he did, yes.
Let's see. This is him.
Sirius will point out that the heavily armed one that, we'll say, supposedly dead, killed by that assassin who went.
Oh. She says, I will make that report as well. It wouldn't be surprising. He was a known mercenary. He took some pretty bad jobs, though, unfortunately.
A known mercenary who wound up being a loose end.
Unfortunately, our friend is in here, and he'll tap the dwarf's file.
She'll
Let's
take the
see.
folder and close, and she goes, yeah, he has some answering to do. That slip of paper will give you a time and place. It is near the docks where we found you parked. We do suggest moving to a medium security. That dock has cockroaches.
Darren narrows his eyes a bit, just doing that thing where someone turns their head slightly in suspicion. I assume this is not normal cockroaches.
She goes, no, that's the problem. They absolutely are. It's gross. They've been fined about 13 times in the last year.
Wonderful!
There's a
Darren,
warehouse that's not being kept at all properly on their property, and it's just infested.
Darren pushes himself up. Okay, we're moving the ship now.
She goes, but that is where Sir Ian will meet you. He will expect answers from the dwarf for his crimes before he looks any further. And I apologize in advance. Ian is a individual that will not dress down unless he wants to insult you. So maybe choose somewhere private, if possible. And I don't know this place at all. I won't go there.
That might be wise.
Wait, so you're saying fancy clothes?
Oh yeah. He will not dress down. So yes, he will be wearing fancy clothes. You guys are going somewhere where I would not walk because that area's seedy. I don't like it.
Wait, that Minuet's kind of looks confused at the divergence of the things that were just said.
Wear fancy clothes in the seedy place. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going. What she's saying is that Ian's not going to dress down. He is going to wear fancy clothes in the seedy place. What you guys do is up to you.
There we go.
Oh,
Does that make more
Welcome
sense?
back.
okay. Yes.
She is saying choose somewhere private because it's going to be awkward sitting with somebody that refuses to dress like locals.
Well, I thought that he had decided the location though.
He did.
Then what are we gonna? If it's private, it's private.
She doesn't know this location. You're fine.
Okay. Well, time to go relocate and uh, hopefully our anti-vermin stuff is sufficient. If not, maybe we should get some more.
One more thing. If he can't really answer for his crimes, Sir Ian very may well arrest him on the spot. So
I
he
mean,
does want him there.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a case of he knows the risk. It's the better option than what he could have had happen with him attacking us and stuff. And
True. And nothing in that file was particularly terrible.
Yeah, but you're making out of character. You're making very big implications.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And bothering somebody who's very busy by name.
uh-huh.
Yes. We do this all the time.
I know you do, but it may end badly. Get ready for his
Yeah.
skill challenge, aka.
Yeah.
You guys.
Rip.
I'm assuming Sirius is going to stay back and go somewhere else, though.
Cirrus is going to go head towards the bounty office, marshal's office, whatever it's called.
Minuet will accompany so that afterwards we can go to perhaps a bar or something that might potentially be a cover location.
All right. And it sounds like Darren is rushing back to the ship to get it moved.
Yeah, hashtag my fucking ship.
Cockroaches. They identified you guys quickly, by the way. Very quickly.
I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you see Dragonkin, Kitsune, and Tiefling walking around together? Admittedly, the cat folk with the tentacles isn't around, who is probably the most distinguishing member of our group.
No, it is you, the registered bounty hunter, that they got.
Fair.
Yeah.
And put one and one together. Would
It
you guys
equaled
mind if
50.
I went and took my medication really quickly?
How dare you attempt to take your medication?
Do roleplay things.
No.
I'm going to go and take the
Yeah.
thing that keeps me from dying.
I am going to get a glass of water. You two roleplay. You're the ones who are going to the bounty office.
So wait, what? So what did I miss while I was resetting my computer and internet?
We're getting we're meeting him. We're meeting Sir Ian. This
Okay.
the dwarf is guilty, has been found guilty, or at least has outstanding warrants on several misdemeanors, but we stopped him before he ever actually committed anything of a
Egregious.
capital
Felonious.
nature.
Also, the dock that we were stationed at, has cockroaches. And, Darren is rushing back to the ship to, have the ship relocated.
We also
Oh, so we
verified
don't
that
get a-
cockroaches is not code for anything. It is actually just the bugs.